Gordon, I have a question today. What is 432 hertz? What does that mean? Why so many people fancy about 432 hertz therapy?
Well, Eileen, yes, it's an interesting subject that is very deep, actually. But we're just going to say that many people, sound therapists and people who enjoy sound therapy, believe that pitch, sound and musical scales based on 432 hertz create a healing environment, are relaxing, and certainly amongst the controversy around 432 and whether it's actually more appealing as a sound therapy scale and pitch than any other, I think that I would say that it's certainly got some grounding in the natural world, and that's the way that I relate to it. It's the difference between walking through a forest and feeling relaxed by the sounds and of the bird song and the swaying of the trees, and walking through a busy city and feeling stressed out by the noise in the city. So that's the way I would characterize it.
But 432 hertz music is not necessary to be, waterfall or birds in the nature. It has a melody. What's that melody?
Indeed. So the scales that are based on 432 and the pitches, you can get tuning forks and so on, chimes, 432 bass chimes. These, as I say, when I say that they're more grounded in nature, then the science behind the numbers are grounded in nature too. They are, they're based on natural units which relate to the environment in which we live. And I think this is the argument put forward by proponents of 432, is that it's based in the natural world in a very intimate way, even way back before sound was measured in hertz. I mean, for goodness sake, Mr. Hertz, Dr. Hertz was a 19th century scientist. The science of sound has developed over many centuries. But I mean, I think this is the basis. It's like, how did they build the pyramids? Well, funnily enough, they used the same sorts of measurements as we use with sound, and why 432 hertz is regarded as such.
So 432 hertz is calculated by the scientists. They, I don't know how they can come from the nature or where they come from.
Well, the measurement of, we've been able to measure sound waves for many hundreds of years, but I think the realization that certain pitches were related to natural measurements, including the sort of rotation of the earth and so on and so forth, it's something which has been around. This is more the philosophy rather than the mathematics, has been around for hundreds of years. And I think we are now in this kind of age becoming more aware of it. And I think this is the point.
Okay, so you're talking about a bit about the instrument. Can you tell me, because 432 is a scale, it's not a certain pitch or it's not a certain instrument. So if we're talking about the instrument,
if we're talking about music, if we say we're talking about a tuning fork, for example, or a chime, this is one single pitch which has been tuned to, say, 432. When we've got a musical instrument like my tank drum, one of my tank drums, well, the bass tone, the octave tone is 432, and then it's based on a scale of notes going up the octave from 432 up an octave. So we've got a scale based where the bass tone is 432.
So that would be many instruments have 432 hertz. Like you talk about scale. So scale is not like tinsha or like tuning fork, right?
Well, the point,
all the instruments.
Well, if you can imagine. If you've got one instrument, like my tank drum, well, I can play it on my own and it sounds great. But if I want to play it with, say, a guitar, well, the guitar player will have to tune his guitar to my tank drum because he's got strings and he can tune his strings, whereas my tank drum is fixed, so that you can do this with synthesizers, electronically, of course, you can pitch them, but some instruments, many instruments, including, I believe, brass instruments even, you can tune by altering the size of the...
432 or certain pitch or certain scale, actually you can just scale, how do you say that, tune it.
Yes. So if you're a guitar player, I mean, a piano would be more difficult. I mean, you could get a piano tuner to come in and retune your piano, but as we know, that's a bit more of a bigger job than a guitar or something is an obvious example.
Do you have any more for 432 Hertz?
Well, I think the best thing to do, the trouble with this is it becomes very heady, and I think the most important thing is to experience it.
I don't need to understand that.
I think the most important thing is to experience it and see what you think, viewers.
So
I would like to say in closing that I've always been a bit ambivalent, kind of on the fence about whether 432 is really more conducive to any other pitch, standard pitch. But since I got this tank drum, I've kind of changed my mind somewhat because I certainly feel as though it's got a real healing potential in its sound.
Actually, in our online Gong bass, we have a lot different instrument is 432 Hertz. So here is a short clip, and we'll show you more in the future because we got many.
We have actually got several instruments. Several instruments
so
that
we
are
hope,
pitched based on that.
See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.